And a few final thoughts on talking on camera before I let you guys go. Guys, I've been talking on camera for somewhere around 12, 13 years now, and in that time I've gotten, admittedly, a lot better at doing this. But with that said, it is still really hard sometimes. It's one of the harder parts about my job, I think. Just like playing drums on camera, sometimes it's really difficult to ignore that little red light and just to be yourself. But also, just like playing drums, you can get better at this over time the more you do it. The first time you know that you're being recorded when you're playing drums, your skill level just fucking plummets, you know? That's what happens. And the same thing with talking on camera, right? The first time someone points a camera at you and says, say something, it is really weird. And so this does get easier over time, but it requires that you put in a lot of work. You have to do this a lot, over and over and over and over, just like learning an instrument. And also remember that as you're recording and as you're practicing and trying to get that take, whatever it is that you're saying, it is totally acceptable and normal that you would have to do that multiple times. Sometimes you just have to start over. And I remember getting really frustrated back in the early days when I would just sit down, I had this lesson or this concept in mind, and I couldn't get it the first try, or the second, or the third, or the fourth, or the 10th. Sometimes you just have to talk things out on camera, and that will take 10 or 15 or 20 or 30 minutes of saying the same thing until you're happy with how it actually sounds. And oftentimes in that 20 minutes of trying to say something, you end up finding out that there's a way better way to say it, and you have to start all over because now you're like, well, why would I just say it that way? This is all part of the process. When it comes to speaking on camera, I don't see it as that much different from writing or recording music. You curate the message or the content first, and then you perform that content or deliver that message to the camera. And just like in music, sometimes it takes a while to get that perfect performance. Sometimes as you're trying to get that performance captured, whether it's audio or video, that performance will actually change and shift based off of the moment, based off of how you feel as you're delivering it. So don't be scared to put in some reps when it comes to developing this skill set. It's not normal that you would just sit down, start talking, and love everything that comes out. That's not how music works. That's not how books are written. That's not how movies are made. There's a lot of intention and a lot of curation that happens on the back end, and this is all part of the process. So again, just like with music itself, be patient and know that when you talk to a camera, you're investing in a skill set that you can work on for literally the rest of your life. I mean, some people actually do this for a living, and we usually call them actors.